Hey everyone, thank you for watching Guiding Eyes Outdoors. Boy, do we have a special video for you today, but before we get to the video, please hit that like and subscribe button. The photo on the screen is our Trophy Red Drum logo with the silhouette of a tailing red drum overlaid with a water-spotted North Carolina state flag. This trip occurred on August 19th through the 21st. In this video, we have GEOS Adaptive Recreation Coordinator Chad Hooks, GEOS Fundraising Director Michael Fussell, and GEOS President Drew Blake targeting Spanish mackerel off the beach of Emerald Isle, North Carolina. The original idea for this trip was to target trophy drum with Captain Austin Goodwin in the Cedar Island area, but the weather had other plans Friday night. Saturday morning, the group launched their boat from Osprey Oaks Marina on Highway 24 in Newport. They started the morning with a 12-mile run to the mouth of Bogue Inlet. Those of you that know Bogue Inlet know that it can be a bit sporty when the wind and tide are bucking each other, and this morning it was. Our crew went out the inlet and settled the boat down around the bell buoy to get a read on the seas. Once everyone was settled in, they made their way to a hard bottom just over a mile offshore. They dropped 4 lines in the water, pulling cigar minnows on homemade skirt rigs. It wasn't long, and a bait ball popped up on the surface in front of the boat. Mike grabbed a spinning rod rigged with a diamond jig and started chunking into the bait pod. A few casts later, and the first Spanish of the day was in the boat. After that, they pulled all the trolling lines in and switched over to chasing bait pods. They found the tide line just outside the inlet and worked the backside of it, catching 40 to 50 Spanish and keeping 8 to 10. Mike was perfect casting into the schools and handed the rod off to Chad for him to get in the action. It was a perfect example of how our program should work, with a veteran first responder working his tail off to put a blind, visually impaired person on fish. Later in the day, Chad even grabbed a rod and started casting into the pods. The crew ended the day briefly fishing for inshore species behind Bear Island, where Drew caught a 16-inch flounder. Too bad flounder season wasn't in. They finished the day off with a quick boat ride up the Intercoastal Waterway and were off the water in time to clean their catch and make a great dinner. Dinner consisted of grilling the Spanish on a charcoal grill in tin foil topped with butter and wrapped in bacon until they were golden brown, served with a side of Cajun fries. And now we get you into the action. In this clip, Mike is filming while we're working our way toward the inlet. Drew is behind the helm with Chad riding beside him and Mike in front of the center console. Mike is still at it with a good fish on, but loses it trying to flip it into the boat. That is what we call a sportsman's release. Here we go with Chad finally joining in on the action. He's battling a good-sized Spanish in both fish. Mike is having serious trouble getting the fish off the hook, trying to avoid the sharp teeth.
Yep, about 11 inches, bro. Shoot, he jumped.
Another sportsman release.
He hit the thing.
Mike is filming while we are headed back to the dock to clean some fish. The photo on the screen is of our Spanish mackerel on ice in the fishing box. The photo on the screen is Drew holding a 16-inch flounder that he caught on a 6-inch Z-Man scented grub. The photo of the screen is the worst part of any fishing trip, the final cleanup of the boat featuring Mike with the rinse down. We highly recommend Starbright products, specifically the deck and hull cleaners and boat soap. This segment is brought to you by PurePro, the most comfortable cushions and seats you'll ever find, proudly made in the United States of America. Spanish mackerel are fast-growing fish that can weigh upwards of 13 pounds and live up to 12 years. They are found off the Atlantic coast of the United States and the Gulf of Mexico, and spawn off the North Carolina and Virginia coast from April to September. Spanish mackerel swim in large, fast-moving schools. They migrate as the seasons and water temperatures change. Along the Atlantic coast, Spanish mackerel spend the winter off Florida and move northward to North Carolina in early April and to New York in June. As waters cool later in the year, they return south to the Florida waters. Spanish mackerel prey primarily on herring, menhaden, sardines, mullet, needlefish, and anchovies, and sometimes to a lesser degree, shrimp, crabs, and squid. They are often seen forcing schools of small fish into tight bundles and nearly pushing them out of the water when they feed.